Today on the 50-Pound Brain, I bring you up to date on some things, and we get back to building Higgins' front bumper. So the updates first. The garage mahal is done. The bathroom's done, passed all its inspections, and the final building inspection was done. All inspections are done. It's ready for occupancy. Well, it was already occupied with the Galaxy, but it's now ready to be occupied by some more of my junk. So that'll be happening soon. That's what's been holding us up on Higgins. And I'm pointing this way, you can't see him, but Higgins is right there. But we're gonna get back at him now because the British Car Club's second drive is this Saturday. And I'd like to participate. I probably will not, but I'd like to. He still has his cracked windshield. But I would be cool to at least have front bumpers done. I can meet him for lunch. I can't do the whole drive because I've got to take Mrs. O to the airport that morning, which is okay because he hasn't even been started since it started warming up. In fact, he's holding down jack stands right now because we've been working on the front bumper issue and the mounts, creating our own mounts. And I'll show you what I did get accomplished while I was not making videos. I was still doing some work on Higgins, but not very much. It was here and there. It was kind of spotty, just when I had a chance to do things. But I did make a metal mock-up of a bracket. So let me show you that. So I graduated from cardboardium alloy to good old sheet metal. And we did pretty good. I'll show you. I don't know how well you can see it. Let me pull them out. So this is what we made. The jungle guys here. And so it basically came straight out and then did this turn to where the overrider was. I think you saw that. So once I got this made, I realized I could make the angular transition from here to here. I can start my bend right here. It will not interfere with steering. So it will not interfere with the steering if I did my angular transition as soon as it comes off the frame rail. And so that's what I decided to do after I built this thing. So instead of doing the trial and error approach, we're going to employ a little thing called trigonometry. Because this is basically from here to here to here is a right triangle. And so we're going to use some math. I thought I'd never use this since I took it in high school, and now I'm going to use it. So here's the deal. If we're looking down on the car, let's say the body was off. Here's the frame rail where it bolts up. And to clear his face, we need to come out 9 inches. And then 5 inches over puts the overrider between the turn signal and the side of his mouth. That's where we want the overrider to end up. What I want to know is this angle to bend my mount material. So what we do is we use the SOHCAHTOA thing with all that right triangle stuff. SOHCAHTOA. And since we're dealing with a side opposite the angle and adjacent the angle, we need to use this part of our little handy whatever acronym thing. So when we fill in our opposite over adjacent values, we get 5/9. So the tangent of our angle theta is equal to 5/9. Now, we need to get rid of this tangent so we get a number here. And so what we have to do is multiply both sides by the inverse of tangent, which is on a scientific calculator will be tan with a -1 power button. Alright, so this is way more complex for this, too complex for this calculator, so we need to go to this calculator. And there we go. I don't want to get your reflection. So 5 divided by 9 equals 0.5 repeating. And then we need the inverse tangent right there. So we're looking at a 29 degree angle. That's what I need to bend my homemade support to. Now there's going to be a little bit of adjustment there because I didn't account for the width of the mounting surface and that kind of jazz, so it may adjust the angle overall a degree or two, but that'll get us started. So 29 degrees, so that's what we need to get some steel, angle iron. I'm going to get some angle iron and I'm going to bend it to 29 degrees. So now I just got to order this stuff. Now if you notice, we've built in our upward angle in the mount holes, and so I can't do a bend perpendicular to this edge. I've got to put that angle in it so that I stay this comes over straight, the mount point. And I don't know if you can see it. Hold on, let's see. I got my suction cup mount, and this thing's pretty tough. So if I were to bend it straight, or with this bend perpendicular to the edge of my makeshift mount here, it would move it up and we'd be hitting the body. So we have to compensate for that angle in this bend. And I don't know how tough that's going to be with angle iron, but we're going to see. So let's cut our flanges and we can do our 29 degree or so bend and see how we come out. So once I got this off the car and looked at it, this was just about perpendicular to this, but it needs to be perpendicular to this axis. So I corrected the bend line. Now the difference between this and the angle iron is I'm going to have to cut a V out of here to bend it, and then so I can weld this V back up. We'll see how that goes. That'll be good times as well. So let's see if we can do this. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're just going to use, because we're super precise here on a 50-pound brain channel, we're going to use our roofing thingy here. So we're looking for pretty much 29, 30 degrees, somewhere in there angle. So we do this. Yeah, see, this is going to get tough. This has to be at our pivot point, and so that's, give or take, that's it. That's good. Yeah, 30, 29, 30, whatever it takes. Alright, let's go try it on. Okay, so one thing we are going to do, going to employ the good old Harbor Freight spot welder. Hey, guess what? That's hot. Crazy. Melting metal with electricity will be hot. Huh. Who'd have thunk it? There we go. I had to cut out my original ones so we can see how we did. Well, would you look at that? Math wins again. course, now this link is off because of my original design on this, but it put it right where we need it to be. I just would have to cut this off and move it back, which is what I'm going to end up doing. Yeah, we're there. Once we do the put in the mount provisions like this thing makes it all, it's super heavy, and the old sheet metal just doesn't hold it up well, but angle iron will. So if this bracket were right here, we'd be in the money. So there you go. Well, now you've seen the trigonometry involved in bumper mounts. Now I just got to do is get the real material and make it for real. So see this, who knows when that'll be, hopefully soon, but I'm going to have to place an order to get the angle iron or C-channel. I haven't completely decided. I think angle iron would be easier to deal with, especially with a kooky angle bend. But yeah, get it bent up, get it welded up, get the overriders mounted on it, and we'll see how we did. If our mock-up was worth it or a waste of time. So, till next time, thanks for watching.